And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Libra. Welcome to Quick Place Tarot. My name is Coy. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set that up, okay? What are we looking at today, Libra? Ever since the reawakening, I've been trying to shuffle things around a bit. Reawakening is in the set of videos that really re-sparked some of the work that I'm doing in the channel. But overall, I'm still comfortable with having the career reads be located in the middle of the rotational cycle. So it's going to be your career read. And the way that I define that is professional ventures, opportunities, things laid out in front of us. Could be partnerships, signing contracts, deals, jobs even. But what labor we put ourselves into and what we hope to get out of it. Right? Ultimately, what is that aspiration? So as a preamble to the read, Libra, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, if it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. I try to be as fair and just with all 12 signs as I read what's laid out on the board. So let's lay our cards out on the table. And good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we're going to talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Please follow along with me in your career read today, Libra. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start over here and do a past, present, future, time, linear orientation of what's going on. Show us cards we need to see, please, for Libra in this read. Past orientation of the career read. The reason why I like past, present, future, especially for career-based reads, is because they're very much easier to track. If I could track what was going on at the job, I have a storyline that's very easy to craft. Not necessarily just how I feel, but what happened. So show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Libra upon this read. King of Wands, the capacity of doing the right thing, or at least maximizing our opportunity. The Tower. Something came crashing down. And Seven of Swords. Okay, why am I feeling kind of hesitant right there, Libra? Let's stop. I get this idea, like there's subtle hints that point towards the idea that something falling, like something crashing and burning, is being insinuated as being your fault. And it's not entirely truthful. The Seven of Swords coming forth. The thing is, the only thing that's going to prove that it isn't, the he said, she said of the situation. It's the work that you've always been doing, right? I think it is easier to point fingers when things fall apart rather than just say, here's our responsibility, here's our roles, and here's how we accomplish it. Seven of Swords. I don't know what was being said, but it's like in reaction to everything falling apart or something going wrong, it was easier just for everybody to do that Spider-Man meme where they were pointing at each other. And you're trying to say, the only thing I have in my defense right now is what I've been doing and the work that I can produce. I don't know if you're a team lead or something like that, but it's very much in the breath of, okay, the situation is what it is, whether things fell apart in this project or this job place, we are where we are. The only thing I have to prove in my own defense is the fact that I've been doing my stuff. Take it or leave it, okay? So in the present orientation, show us the cards that we need to see, please. Here and now in the read. Show the cards we need to see, please. Here and now in the read. Down the middle. Eight of Pentacles, mastery. Yeah. And who's good at their job? Six of Cups. Okay. Of bonds of value, we see Two of Pentacles. Okay. Things can and will balance out. Yeah. You knew what you were talking about. You said what needed to be said. And so the hope then is that right here, right now, in spite of all the trouble of the chaos that was the past, here's where we are. We work and do the best with what we got. And hopefully, if, for example, we're in a situation where a lot of your staff or your team left, or let's say people just backed out of a deal or a contract, and you only got like 2 people or 3 people there to help you out, you're hoping that Six of Cups, that those are the right people who are meant to be there. I know you're taking a very much a quote unquote Mr. Brightside look of it, of trying to be ever the optimist, but what else do you have to work with right now? Trusting your abilities, trusting what you did, but also if this is what it's meant to be, then here we are. Next, future orientation. Show us cards we need to see, please. Future orientation in this read. Nice, but they're not hitting the table. What cards we need to see, please. Future orientation on Libra's read today. Okay. Sometimes it is how it is, but I want to see some more. Fear Swords, the broken heart. When things play out, how is this impacting you? Two of Wands, intentionality. In spite of good intent, what is impact? The world. A cycle's disruption. Okay. Underneath it all, Knight of Swords, the intent of action. So if we pause on the quote-unquote ethics of professionalism for a second, Libra, because I think we're getting more in the weeds of who said what and what went on. That Three of Swords in the future, yeah, I don't know what message that you're getting. It's not feeling pretty or positive, but again, your intent is pure. Hey, we can only show what we got. And hopefully that closes that chapter, that cycle. If you were being blamed for stuff, hey, here we are. But emotionally, how are you checking in with yourself? Right? If you're left to be the fall guy, which I'm very much seeing in this current dynamic, if you're left to be the fall guy, then what will be your next chapter? Right now, all you have is the intent of action. I can only show what I've done, and I try to do it well. But in terms of what we need to do and intentionality, strength and impact, hey, the world unfurling, what can we do properly? I have no more than what my word says against all the people who left or those who abandoned or let this thing fall through. I don't think that anybody's recognizing just how this is impacting you emotionally. And I'm not saying that you're going to leave this place too, but you're very much on the outskirts emotionally when it comes to this entire situation because there is a level of betrayal. So again, keep working, keep doing what you do, but all you have right now is that in your defense. And it's unfortunate because I think it's easier to find a scapegoat than to say, this is how we got here, right? It doesn't change the fact of, hey, we're working with the best we have in terms of whatever's left. But in the future, decide what is a good emotional boundary and limit for you. Best piece of advice here. Okay. Cards of connection, reveal connective energies, please. The bridging gap between all time-based orientations and Libra's career read today. What is being held that connects the past and present orientation, or the what was and what is? King of Wands, yeah. Doing the right thing, again, as you stated throughout this entire meltdown or whatever happened, yeah, you took the high road. You did the best action. Three of Wands. What are we to expect upon the horizon while everything falls apart? The Moon, the card of Pisces. Trying to be okay with the unknown, that you don't have all the answers right now, that it doesn't look the prettiest, especially on your end. Next, between the present and the future, there are things we just don't understand that we're trying to wrap our head around. And I think it comes to, when whatever key point in the past that led to either a falling out, people departing their positions or just the non-fulfillment or whatever agreement this was, we have to say, at least you're trying to console yourself right now, Libra, that maybe this is happening the way that it should. Between the present and the future. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Beyond the Seven of Pentacles. Setting the process as is. Direct communication. Okay, I like this. We show our intent. What is there to be said? Queen of Swords. I said what I said. I know what I know. Yeah. Because again, if I'm left to pick up the pieces of what everybody else let fall apart, and then people are looking at me and saying, well, they said this, da, da, da. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because they're not here. I was left to defend my self, my, personhood, my reputation against a bunch of people who jump ship. That's honestly the vibe I'm getting right now, Libra. Underneath it all, the Wheel of Fortune, that everything can and will eventually change in time. Now, what that means for the better, that's for you to decide. But please don't let it eat you that whoever left, might have tried to throw you under the bus a bit. Last, as we move towards resolution, first define the major arcana strewn across the table and then put into formation. We first look at the Tower. What happened? What happened? So it's a cards that we need to see, please. What happened with that Tower situation? Because ultimately, and this is why I was saying earlier, Libra, that this is designed in your best interest. The Tower is always designed in our best interest. The thing is, it is also an incredibly painful process because this is the universe actively and forcefully taking away the things that are not meant to be right for you. So when we start with the Tower over here, what happened? We can try to understand what's going on. Nine of Pentacles. I mean, yeah, but that's probably why. There's the things that we are contractually obligated to fulfill and the things we agreed to. And then there's the things that people wanted to do on their own time. Everybody just chose to do whatever they wanted to. Then when things fell apart, it was easier to say, hey, we need somebody to point towards rather than, what was my autonomous choices that led to destruction. Next to the World. Okay, there will be better tomorrows. Queen of Pentacles. What that looks like for you, I'm still kind of confused of if you stay or if you go. But whatever happens is going to be on your terms finally. That I can guarantee. That I'm making the best investment and working with what I got right now and hopefully what I can make in the future. Now, how does this impact you emotionally? Check in with yourself, okay? Next, towards the Moon, card of Pisces, King of Cups. Okay, we are handling this in the best ways that we know how to do it in a situation like this. Yeah, if you're being left to be the fall guy, then, hats off to you. You're doing your best. And a crossing pattern, the Star, the card of Aquarius, and the holds fears and otherwise. Death, card of Scorpio. That a cycle that, we hoped would be different ultimately needs to be put to rest, not only because it relied on a bunch of people who kind of stabbed you in the back, but rather the transformation necessary to say, I can't debate what could have been. I have to work with the here and now. And it's not fun and it's not friendly and I'm feeling isolated and alone. But simultaneously, it also lets me know exactly, no, this is what y'all thought about me. Here's where we are. In resolution, the world. Okay. A new chapter begins. So good. I think we're at an emotional safe distance from whatever destruction this was. Now, the Page of Swords. What have we learned from it? Underneath it all, Page of Wands. The optimism that if we keep going, eventually something can and will go right. What do we see in this read today, Libra? Because I can get way frustrated. Long story short, things fell apart at the job. Either people were let go or partners in a contract just bailed, or an event that was planned, it never went exactly how it was. And to add insult to injury, while you were led to do the right thing, all fingers point towards you in terms of being the fall guy. In your present, yeah, I can't defend myself against a bunch of people who slandered my name, but in the future, I'm going to make the best of whatever it was, even if my heart is broken over what could have been. We work with what we got right now and don't debate what we don't. And I think that if this is what is sustaining you right now, then let that be what it is. And that be what it is. Keep trying to keep pushing. This is where we want to go. Hopefully, and when we keep on intentionally pushing in that direction, hopefully when all things come soon, things can and will be better. But right now, that cycle, whatever led to all that happened, it's over. That part is over. What do we learn from it? And that's what I want you to sit with, not the heartbreak over what could have been. That's why I got in your read today, Libra. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, it sucks to be the fall guy, but I don't want you to get to have your spirit entirely broken because of it. Keep doing what you're doing. It shows. See you around, okay? Take care.